And we are good. About the time I send the message, the technical difficulty resolves.
Cool. Okay, good evening, everybody. Today is Tuesday, May the 26th, a little bit after 6 p.m. We were experiencing some technical difficulties. Why wouldn't we? Because, sometimes that's the way we roll. We do hope that everybody had a great Memorial Day weekend. Depending on where you lived, like me, it rained all freaking weekend. I fortunately was home alone while I sent everybody away, and well, they were rained on as well.
We were rained
Um,
out too.
uh-huh. So we thank you for joining Rex Sisters. As you know, we're out on YouTube, Rumble, X, Spotify, and Twitch. We post on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Truth Social, as well as TikTok. As always, we appreciate your support. And we would kindly ask that you press the like button, give us a follow, subscribe, comment, respectfully, of course. Set your notifications, and more importantly, please share this video. And we also have the Discord available. You'll see either the bot or myself send out the link. The Discord's a fun place to be. The conversations that we have here continue, as well as different topics go on. There's a music channel, crafts, recipes, all sorts of things. And you can find a community there that is like minded as well as unlike minded. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a nice place to be. Um, what's going on with you, Crazy Bee?
Oh, not too much. Just the usual.
We had a very interesting afternoon. I didn't plan on talking about it, but I'm still a little bit shook up about it.
Don't be shook up. It's fun.
Yeah, Crazy Bee and I were going over for the show, and the most strangest thing happened today. Well, first, it was a very weird day in that I have to deal with the state uh, trying to get some information, and it has to do with, as you recall, my son and I went downtown to get information, and as you know, they shoot us away and said, "Oh, here, we really want you to go out and try to do it online, but if you can't, here's the paper version. Fill it out, drive all the way back into town," which I was willing to do because you do know I lost my shoe, and I was thinking perhaps it would still be in the parking lot. And if you missed that episode, you need to go back and listen to it about the shoe.
That was
And they
funny.
said, they'll put it in a Dropbox, right? So I tried all weekend I created an account and then I started to work on the application that they wanted. I get done and the application will not sync up with the account. And I'm like, I can't tell you how many times I tried it. And I'm like, what? And they said, oh, save your work and we'll come back to it. And it couldn't be saved. So fortunately, I got a hold of some lady today, and I thank her very much. Out of everybody that I have been dealing with for the past 2 months, she was the most helpful. And I don't want to give her a shout out because who knows what they do to her, but she was extremely helpful to me. But get this crap, I have never in my entire life heard of anything like this. She says, I want you to look at your clock in the lower right hand corner of your screen. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. She goes, what time does it say? And I'm like, oh, it's 14 minutes after the hour, whatever time it was. And she goes, well, no, I had 2:19.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, well, we have 2:14. She goes, your clock needs to be set to our time. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, your clock has to be set to the time that the state of Pennsylvania set to. I'm like, get out of here. She's like, no. She goes, so I had to go in and manually change my clock from 2:19 to 2:14.
Just to get it
You
to
know,
work.
yes, and it worked. And I was able to get back in.
That's
Now,
wild.
on this application, I can't even tell you the question. Well, I will tell you the questions they asked. I am so disturbed by it that, hmm. I
They
don't even know
stalk
what to
us,
say.
and they try to
Yes,
control every aspect of our life if we ask the government
it,
for any help.
yes. And so they needed to know stuff about now this application is for my son and his family. And so they wanted to know what sex my son was assigned at birth. They want to know what sex he is right now. They want to know his sexuality, whether he's gay, bi, trans, straight, and a couple other things.
That's none of their damn business.
Yeah, why do they need to know? They want to know the following for the kids. Jacob, does he have a driver's license?
No.
The baby, who just turned 1 in March, does he have a driver's license? Yeah, he takes me everywhere I need to go.
I would have been a bitch and smart ass like that, but I know it would have gotten everybody in trouble.
The problem is this is all drop down menus. There's no, and every field is required to be filled out.
Yep.
These forms, there are questions, and the form isn't even completed because there's so much more that they want.
Is there a selection for none of your damn business?
No, ma'am, there is not.
There
Now
needs
you
to
brought
be.
up. Do you remember the point you brought up about all of this?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
they wanted their driver's license. They
Uh
wanted
huh.
that.
But they don't want any. Okay, if the poor people can get on state assistance with their ID that they have, which is state issued ID with the full background info, but somehow those same people can't get an ID to vote.
Right.
And that's why we should not have, voter ID. I
Right.
think it's pretty stupid that they're going to sit there and tell everyone if you want to get your welfare, you got to tell us who you are in great detail, unexceptionally great detail,
Mm-hmm.
inexplicably intense details.
Right.
But you don't
And
need
then
to have an ID to vote.
right.
Right.
And then in Pennsylvania, you're required to, well, in the city, in the county, all the municipalities, they all require you to have either licensing or pay some type of, you either have to be professionally licensed to work in their area, or you have to have some type of license or certificate. Well, now the state, it used to be $50. They doubled it to $100 to have one
Oh,
license.
no.
Yes, ma'am. Doubled it.
That's not
You get a
okay.
little piece of paper. You get a piece of paper to say that you're a registered contractor, that you're fully insured, right? Because what? Why?
Because the government needs to be in every aspect of our
Everything.
lives.
Yes. And
The
and
tyranny
so
is
then
already here. We're
yes,
we're behind.
yes we are. And so we had the discussion about the influx of AI, and
Oh God, don't get me. I hate that shit.
this led to the conversation. Both you and I follow several content creators that are attorneys that have been in the business, either in the IRS, in Social Security, in the Health and Human Services area.
Mm-hmm.
We follow some people closely. They're either attorneys, they've either worked in the industry, in the government themselves, or they've worked in the industry. And the stuff that these content creators with these YouTube videos, a lot of them have newsletters that they put out. A lot of them help people, either depending on the case for free. Some of them only charge you a certain amount for a half an hour's worth of consultation. And the advent of what they're talking about, what AI is going to be able to do in the Social Security realm, the government has plans to take that away from the states, and they want to put that into the hands of the federal government.
You mean Medicaid?
And
Social Security's
all of it,
already in the federal government.
all of Social Security. And
The tyranny is here.
yes. And so uh, the what they plan on doing is there's a commission, a group that is working on AI right now, and they've already started doing this on some things, right? And people that are on disability, people that are on getting anything through the Social Security Administration in particular, it doesn't matter if you're a retiree, all the illegals that go through there that the American people say, oh, illegals can't collect on Social Security through there. Oh, yes, they can. There's
They're not
programs in there,
supposed to. They're not
but they
supposed to,
are.
but they do.
Correct. They do. Correct. So, what the plan is that they're going to have AI scour all these files so that they can try to kick people off of Social Security. And for those people that are disabled, one of the things that they're going to be able to do is, let's say, for example, well, I have problems walking distances or whatever. They're going to
Mm-hmm.
be able to track your movement and figure out, oh, Dee's going to the park to walk 2 miles every day. What's she doing from home? She said she couldn't walk. She has a bad back, whatever. And you'll be kicked off of
Oh
out of the
yeah, they're
program.
gonna. Oh, they already are spying on text messages and phone calls by collecting phone data
Yes,
to see if
yes,
you are talking to anybody about getting paid under the table or something like that.
correct, absolutely. And that's through the banks. That's already been set up.
Mm-hmm.
AI is working with your bank. They also will. People think they're being shielded by using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo.
Nope.
They're going to be able to track you through there as well.
I told them
And
about
so,
my PayPal when I first applied. I'm like, I have a PayPal card for when I, purchase things online, or a family wants to purchase something online and they don't want to use their card because it's, maybe Facebook Marketplace or something. So,
right,
yeah, they're like, nope, that's fine. And because they're going to find it anyways. Any
yes,
account that you sign up for, you got to put your social security number to. They can
right,
see it. Why
yeah,
lie?
right. And so what they'll be looking for is, are you getting money under the table from anybody? Are
Mm-hmm.
you getting something, say every week from somebody? That's going to be looked at.
Yep.
And so they're going to, it's a huge problem. And it's only going to get worse with AI being in there. And one of the problems that they said is that, we've talked about this before where uh, AI happens to, or we have to consider who's programming AI, right?
Yep.
That, you know, uh, and you have to take into consideration their political position, which we know that that's already occurring, right? We know
Mm-hmm.
that if you're on the right and you're dealing with the left, they're not going to service you as well or mislead you, and vice versa. The right is just as guilty as the left is. So maybe the left is a little bit worse, in my opinion, but both sides are at fault here. So you and I talked about perhaps, delving into that a little bit, which will require, some work on our part. But it's, and I've been keeping track of this stuff. It's just, it's not all real ready to roll out right now where we can be definitive and say, this is what the process looks like, because they're still in the working phases of it. And the other thing to consider that goes along with this is I want you to think of all those big data centers that they're building. Like there's one in
Uh-huh.
Texas, there's a couple in Texas, and some of these other places. This is where all this shit's going to be stored.
I'm
That's why they
curious,
need
what's the end goal of these data centers?
that's to keep track of the information.
So,
That
what
to me that
how
tells
long's that
you
going to last? How long's it going to go for?
well. And then I'm thinking to myself, okay, so we have these big data centers. Who's going to protect them? But from a physical standpoint, right? Who's going to protect?
Security guards
Exactly.
and tech nerds.
Uh-huh. And what happens with all that data?
We
They're going to
have
be able
sign
to track your phone numbers. You think
Because
that, and that's one of the ways is that they're going to use your phone to be able to track you. And everybody thinks that this is all like a futuristic, this is impossible, it's not going to happen. But it's here right now, people. The IRS is using it. The Social Security Administration is using it. The governments are doing interagency talking now to one another, where before, you might go into one, say, Health and Human Services, but yet they didn't know what the heck was going on with the IRS. They didn't know if you were connected somehow with Social Security. Now that all can be seen. So, in my opinion, are we any better than China?
No. And I've been saying it for a few decades. This was coming. Everybody told me I was crazy. Wow. I hate being right. We've been
It's a
saying
little
it.
bit disturbing.
And that's why
I
I keep
know.
saying we have, yes, the label Democrat and Republican, but it's a uniparty. They do not
Yeah,
care about us. They are going with their interests. What benefits
yes,
them? Stalking the hell out of us.
yes. And then you need to also take into consideration the job loss that's going to happen.
Oh,
And the
already
plan
happening.
is, right? And the plan is that everybody's just going to be collecting off the government. So those people that can work are going to be the ones that are going to be supporting the system. And so I'll give you an example. Let's say Crazy B and I worked the same amount of years with the same amount of money into Social Security, okay? And say we both are supposed to get $1,000 a month. Oh, no, no, no. The plan is, let's say Crazy B lives in an apartment all her life, right? And she's supposed
Mm-hmm.
to get $1,000. But D bought a house. D bought a car. D bought a camp. D has a second car. D has, get this, this is how bad it is. I'm not lying. D has a diamond ring and a gold wedding band.
Well, wasn't
They
there
are going,
that Social Security trying to force people to sell things off?
that's what I'm getting
And
at.
then they use it
Either,
against you.
yes, A, once they see that I have that, they're going to say, guess what? Crazy B gets her $1,000, but D, you only get $700 a month because you have stuff. If you want $1,000, you have to start selling it down to whatever their threshold is, and then you'll be able to collect your $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And so that statement that's been made is you will own nothing and be happy.
And Trump's
That's
not stopping it.
That's correct. It is not being stopped. He has permitted all of this to go forward. Everything with AI, everything with the data centers,
Yep.
everything with the agencies talking to one another. He has permitted it.
The tyranny is here. It has started. Well, it's been here. It's just blatant now. I don't know how anyone can't see it.
And people are like, with their head in the sand on this subject.
I know. Everyone, again, yes, Trump has done some good things, but it's the things that aren't being announced on television that scare me. And we find out
Correct.
about these Social Security rules on a YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
not CNN,
And,
not Fox
right,
News.
right. And the thing is, and remember, Crazy B and I look at data and we look at least two or three, if not more, to try to get a confirmation on what is being said. Okay. And then
Mm-hmm.
when we present material, it's either from the left, the right, from up our butt, wherever we get it from. But these content creators that are doing Social Security stuff or IRS stuff, they have the documents with the date, the rolling number,
Yep.
RULING number, all everything there, just like we provide to you in the description where we got it from. They
so it
have
does need
exact same
transmission cord
stuff.
because the sprocket on my
We are live.
original scooter like
Text it to me.
it turns easily, but the one new one doesn't turn
Text
easily.
it to me.
No.
God
Yeah.
almighty, help.
And you're okay. And so I don't know. I just don't know where to go from here. So everything that they say is legit. It's not that they're making these rules up. These rules have come down from the Social Security
Well, it
Administration
comes down
saying
from Congress to the Social Security
exactly
Administration.
correct.
Your
Congress has
people.
passed it.
Yep,
Yes.
the House and the Senate and the President have to agree in order for it to happen.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
We're screwed. There's
Yep.
even been talk of like these bracelets for the Social Security people.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Because let's say they will use your phone to locate you and the phones around your phone and the
Correct.
computer and the stuff around the computer, your
Yeah.
router. They will use
Yeah.
your family members' phones to determine where the hell you're at.
Correct. Your Apple Watch, your other watch
Mhm.
devices. You know, there's an issue with people have burner phones, and they think that burner phone is going to save them
No,
from them tracking them, and that is not true.
no. And they sell it as a convenience. Oh, look how convenient it is. You just tap your wrist to the
Uh-huh.
cash register and you go. No, I don't
Uh-huh.
like you, because then it's reading my vitals.
Yes.
Okay.
Not only that, yeah, it has a list of everything that you bought. Remember, RFK, Robert Kennedy Jr. is on that MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. We know what he's doing to decimate drugs, right? And he's one of the ones that they talked about being able to track the foods that you buy. And they're already doing that. Remember, there was the big to-do with
the candies and the sodas. Yep.
the candies and the sodas and all that you're not allowed to buy them if you're on the well, it's no longer food stamps. You have a card, but you're not allowed to purchase chips and candy and cookies and cakes and whatever. So this ban from Social Security is basically, to me, what, handcuffs?
I'd say an ankle monitor. They're throwing an ankle
There you go.
monitor on us. Why are we being
There you
treated
go.
like criminals when we've done nothing wrong and we have no
Right.
intentions of doing anything wrong? I'm not lying when I say I can't get the fuck out of bed some days. I had an appointment. I came home. I sat on a milk crate for all of 5 minutes to help my son with something, and I couldn't do it. I had to get my happy ass back to bed. I tried to help him. He needed my help to explain how to swap out the motor on his scooter. I thought, okay, well, a couple quick bolts, no big deal. Nope, it ended up being the bolts were locked in tighter and stuff, so they're fighting with it now. But, like, I can't even help with that without having excruciating pain. I mean, hell, my pain doctor just told me I'm having a flare up of tendonitis in my ankles and my wrist. It's like, really?
Yep.
Really? On top of everything else that's going on, let's jack up the wrists and the ankles. Yay. Yep. I don't need them stalking me to see whether or not I'm telling the truth.
Right.
Like, I can't be in the sun for very long to begin with because my face will start itching and any exposed skin starts itching. Like, seriously. I mean, this is getting insane that they're going to sit there and stalk people like that.
To me, yeah, and it's like we're a herd of cattle. Here, give them a prod. The next thing you know, these bracelets or whatever the hell they want to give us will be able to zap you or zing ya. You know, you're out of line. You're too far from home. You know, what's invisible fences? Yeah, zap.
No, they're just going to track you. And when they see that you rented the tract and ran the track, well, now you don't get it. Now you're out for Social Security. But again, if you're capable of running on a track, but claiming disability of a physical sort, not mental, then you weren't lying on your application. So again, I've always held if you don't lie, you have nothing to fear. I mean, I was supposed to appeal my daughter's Social Security situation, but my health took a hit and I had to put that on the back burner and focus on getting my situation fixed so I can help her.
Right.
It sucks.
It's just, I don't know where we're going to go from there, people, but it's something that we'll have to be talking about in the future. And then I'll just briefly say, so while we were on the phone, I think I screamed because over the weekend the black ants are back. Yep, not only in the old kitchen, but now they're in the new kitchen. So it's a little bit odd. I actually was on the phone with you yesterday when I found the ants in the old kitchen, and that one big sucker that didn't want to die, and you're like, get something heavy and just kill it.
Yeah.
And
Like a
so the
chair
bleach,
leg or something.
yeah, like so the bleach bottles are back. Okay, so while we were on the phone today, I scream at the top of my lungs as usual. I think there's a black ant on my neck. Right? I feel this tickle. I feel this thing coming across my neck. And I throw what I think is the black ant. And I go, what the? And I look down, and Crazy Beast will tell you there was a necklace that I had that was on this little stand that has been sitting there for weeks. And I've been wanting the silver is tarnished, and I wanted to put it in the jewelry cleaner, and I just didn't do it. It was the necklace only, not the pendant. It was the necklace that was on my neck.
Unhooked.
I want to know how. It got off that little stand and found its way on my bed and on my neck.
Well, what's wild is you were in the middle of a sentence. We were talking, and you went to say something, and then your response was, "Oh my god!" And then you like freaked out for a second, and then you told me it was a necklace, and it's like, so whatever was going on while we were talking, something put that necklace on your neck, and it wasn't you because you were genuinely shocked.
I mean, I'm telling you, I'm still shook about it.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be worried.
We can talk about that a little bit further tomorrow. We'll leave that as our cliffhanger for the day. If anybody comes up with any theory of how that necklace, this little stand, comes to my mid-thigh, perhaps, and I could see if it was clung to my pants and I thought it was an ant crawling up my leg or something, like it attached. How did the pendant get off the necklace?
And how did the necklace get on your neck?
Exactly. So that's today's cliffhanger. And we can talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah. And any ideas, drop them in the comment section.
Yep, or put it up in the Discord, please. And today, we really didn't plan on going into such detail about the viruses. But there's some things that could potentially affect America. And so we want the audience to be aware of what is going on in the world right now. And actually, things are escalating even more than what we're presenting today. And so we'll probably have a couple more things on it tomorrow. And I have a funny feeling we're going to probably have to check in on this at least once a week and just see where we're at, and probably not have to go into all the detail like we are today, and maybe try to keep it as short. But this is going to affect the United States definitely through July 19th when the FIFA World Cup comes to New Jersey, and actually things will be in Mexico, Canada, and the United States are hosting the 2026 FIFA Cup. And so the DRC will be, well, we'll get into that, but it's a very big to-do on the world stage right now. So we felt it was important to we want you guys to be aware and where the steps are and who's doing what, where, when, and why. So we will keep it as short as we possibly can. As usual, everything will be listed in the description. So, Crazy B, I've been talking long enough. You want to skim over the Hantavirus thing?
I could do that. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Can't promise my eyes and my mouth are going to work right, but we'll give it a go. It's one of the annoying things about one of my medications that I have to take just before we go live is it takes about 45 minutes to kick in, and then all of a sudden I feel drugged, and it's like, what the hell?
Uh-huh.
So, Hunter exposed Americans under quarantine in Nebraska. Are those the same people with the, yeah,
Yeah,
no, the Hunter, not the Ebola. Wrong one.
right.
So,
This is the, yeah, from being on the boat, and these are the ones that are still in Nebraska.
and they will be for like another 30 days, give or take. Um,
Yes.
so the 18 American passengers exposed to the Hantavirus aboard the MV Hondius cruise ship are under quarantine at a hospital in Omaha, um, receiving care as they await a decision on how long they will need to remain there. Elsewhere, a 12th illness linked to the vessel was confirmed Friday in the Netherlands as health officials continue tracking hundreds of people who may have been exposed. The physician overseeing the National Quarantine Unit in Omaha, Nebraska Medical Center said Friday that none of the American patients are showing um, symptoms. Dr. Michael Wadman referred questions to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention on whether the group will need a complete full 42-day quarantine. Oh my God, my eyes are really having a hard time focusing.
Do you want me to pick it up?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
can't
okay?
get my eyes to focus. I don't know what's going
Okay.
on.
That's okay. So what we're on, the CDC did not respond.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a big issue with this because the last time we checked in, I believe, was Tuesday or Thursday. So the CDC did not respond Friday to inquiries about the plan for the passengers. And they are in specialized rooms designated to resemble hotel accommodations,
Mm-hmm.
complete with exercise equipment and small refrigerators. Kind of reminds me of a nursing home. The units use negative pressure ventilation and waste sterilization systems to prevent any potential spread of the infection. And then the rest of the that article talks about what the virus was, how they were exposed. Crazy B, if you could scroll up for me, or down, up, down, sideways. So the passengers, once the passengers realized how long they would be staying in quarantine, they began ordering items they needed after health officials allowed them to bring only a small plastic bags of belongings when they left the boat. They were required to leave their luggage behind, leading to a steady stream of packages arriving at the quarantine unit after the group reached Omaha on May the 11th. They are checked twice daily. Staff at the National's only dedicated quarantine unit are working to help them pass the time with special
Whoops.
meals.
I'm so sorry.
You're okay.
My finger jumped. Oh my God.
You're okay. Um, so they're giving them special meals featuring local food trucks and Nebraska specialties such as brunzes, along with educational sessions on the sandhill crane migration that brings millions of birds to the state each spring. Then they're trying to connect virtually with family and friends. Um, and then the people just talk about what it's like to be there. One thing that concerns me is that we only have one of these sites in the United States. You got to be kidding me.
No,
Why
we
don't we
have the
have
one
more?
in Georgia, the main CDC site in Georgia, and there's one up by New York too, if I remember correctly.
Why are they saying that there's only one such unit then?
I have no clue, but we have facilities for quarantining people throughout the country. It makes no sense.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can, maybe I can verify that afterwards. I believe what you're saying. Again,
It could be
we have
something as
found
simple
that
as
these,
it doesn't say specifically hantavirus. It might just say quarantine on the plastic, and that's the
right,
difference.
right. But what concerns me about this is we saw last week where we showed you that there was an issue, and we have a little more info on it, where somebody had died from Ebola, and because they couldn't get the body to bury the person, they ended up burning down the whole freaking unit. So what if something like that was to happen in the United States? Then what would we do?
I have no clue.
Yep.
I don't think anyone really does know.
Yeah. I mean, again, all this money that we have and that we send to everybody else. And look, our shit, again, we've talked about this. What area do we have that is done right?
None.
And there's not a CDC director, right? So there's these assistants that are out there. And if you go out on the CDC website, the shit isn't updated. Why?
Because it's
Why?
easier to just not update it.
Correct.
Why
All
would
right,
they do
crazy
such a
Pete.
thing? How dare our
Exactly.
government be a responsible operating system that works smoothly?
Right. Hey, by the way, I posted the Discord and it hasn't popped up on our chat on the
Really?
screen there. Yes, ma'am.
Hold on.
The bot, yeah, the bot's up there.
1 second. Going to fuss with this. It says we're live. Hold on. Okay, now it's going through. Refresh it.
Refresh it. Okay, hold up. No, I'm saying on our screen. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, D. Hold on. Sorry. Well, that ain't working. All right. Then I ain't going to worry about it. Okay, that's weird. It's been a weird day, though.
Oh, yeah. It's been weird all around.
Yes, ma'am. All right. What do we got up next there, ma'am?
Next we have this one.
Okay, so my question is, why is it that the European Center has more information on the Hantavirus? This is their update from yesterday.
Maybe because they like scaring people more, or they're
Or
actually
maybe
up to
they
date
have-
and we're the wrong. It's hard to tell.
Maybe. All right. Let's see what they have to say.
They have a bunch of publications and featured articles.
There should be an article with it. There it is. There you go. So again, they were notified, blah, blah, blah. So as of May 26th, this was updated today. 13 cases have been reported, as we mentioned. 11 are confirmed, 2 probable causes. And there's 1 new case that happened. And
Do you need me to enlarge it?
No, I'm just trying to verify that this is the right article. Scroll down a little bit, Crazy Bee, please. I don't know. Well, there's the little piece that says that they had 11 confirmed, 2 probable, no suspected, and there's been 3 deaths of it so far. All right. That will be in the description, and as you see when you scroll down, there's various areas to click on. Maybe because it got updated today, Crazy Bee, because I had it as of yesterday. That's a possibility. I don't know.
It's likely.
It appears that they're updating their, as you can see, it says as of the 26th of May, and I did this yesterday, and it was updated as of yesterday. So keep an eye on.
Oh, I see what you're reading. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that it probably the article that was there got changed. But on their particular website, you can go through there and see if you want to compare what the United States is producing to what's happening here. Hold on 1 second. I got to holler at the dog.
Alrighty. It's dog hollering time.
Thank you, people.
You're
All
very
right, Crazy
welcome.
Bee. We're going into Ebola.
Yep. Just making sure we're on the same page here. There we are.
Now, we are not reading through this, but this is the Wikipedia page as of yesterday, and it goes into detail. This is one of the better, I am not a Wikipedia fan. It does give a lot of detail, and it can be what I like to say as a springboard into verifying information that we have gotten hits on. It has a nice little map. Crazy Bee, if you could scroll down through it. There was one piece. Keep going. No, keep going. I knew I should have. I have okay. It's up in the description up higher, I believe.
Okay.
I wanted to be able to hold up a second. Well, I'm losing my mind today, people. Sorry.
It happens.
But yeah, oh yeah. Well, it happens more than usual. We already went through pretty much the. So they have been using experimental vaccines on macaws, and they're looking to, and we have some information on there that the animal studies suggest that this vaccine that they're trying to create may be partially effective against the virus. And we're going to get into a little bit more detail about the virus and the concerns that we have about what they're doing to possibly create the virus. And now my voice is going to decide to go. We both are still sick, by the way. So we're going to be going into that man voice today.
Mm-hmm.
So thank goodness I'm not filling out any applications for anything.
Oh, that is so true.
I could technically say I'm going to be a dude today.
Oh, I
All
don't
right,
see a
Crazy.
reason why we can't.
There you go. All right, so this Wikipedia page, as I said, has a lot of good information. There's an international response section of who does what, but we have even further information on that for you. So that'll be in the description as well.
All right, next one.
Okay.
This. Oh my God, my eyes cannot focus. Is this
yeah.
the?
So yeah.
Oh my.
Yes. So no, that's no, I need the CDC. Oh yeah, this is the one. Okay, so the CDC ordered. They issued an order suspending the right to introduce certain persons from countries where quarantinable oh my gosh, listen, why can't they just say
Hold on. Sorry.
Yeah, communicable disease exists. So basically, they want you to quarantine if you have a disease that can be picked up from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So they are going to deny entry of certain persons from the DRC, Uganda, and South Sudan due to the Ebola outbreak. So they're saying that this order is necessary to protect the health of the United States from the serious risk posed by the introduction of Ebola disease into the United States by covered aliens based on the emergent outbreak of Ebola disease caused by the Bundibugyo virus strain confirmed present in the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Uganda. This now has spread further in the area. It amended an order that was issued on May 22nd. The new order is you can just click on it and you'll see what it says. This is the order right here that's going to bar people, fans, that planned on coming to watch the FIFA games in Mexico, Canada, and then in the United States. They're going to bar them from coming to the United States unless they quarantine for 21 days somewhere.
See,
They're not
nobody
allowed to come
complained
here.
when COVID locked down airports and people weren't supposed to travel. No one cried at that point. So I better not hear them complain if they were okay with it then. Like,
Right.
I mean,
And
common
then we'll get
sense.
right. So then we will have some more information regarding how this order affects the United States a little bit further down. But next up, we have the CDC Ebola update from the CDC. Now, this goes, oh, that's funny. Now it's updated today because I was bitching. But as of yesterday, now this screen even looks different. I'm assuming that's the virus strain. Yes, no?
Yeah. Yes.
Does that look different? Okay. And then the measures that are implemented, that is different than it was yesterday. And they're basically, I guess they were off for the holiday. I apologize. Everybody should get their day off, despite there being potential things going on in the country.
Oh yeah.
Who's in charge here? Who's on first? Jeez. You see the suspension again that we just went through, and then the public health travel restrictions are there as well. And they say to date there are no new cases in America.
That's
Okay,
good.
and they're now, and they're still saying, remember that the risk to the general population is low. Okay, now the numbers that they're listing, and we'll see that a little bit further. They're people in these areas are saying the numbers are actually higher than what is being presented in the media. So I'm just saying that given what we've seen from the CDC and their lack of accountability, I have an issue with it. I think this should be updated on a daily basis, if not twice a day. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're
I
right,
just
but they're
know,
just lazy and they don't want to pay someone to have to do it.
I mean, I know what I had to do in all of my jobs when things went wrong, and I'm just shocked. I really am just shocked of the lack of, when I went on yesterday and we hadn't heard anything since last week. I mean, how hard is it to have somebody type in there we have no new information? And I'm here to tell you, I know there's new information. There has to be. The other issue I have, and we really didn't talk too much about it, is look at how hot and heavy everything was about the hantavirus, right? And now what is there? There's nothing. It was like the hantavirus was supposed to be the next coming of COVID. And that just went all by the wayside. And now we're on Ebola. Make
Nothing
it make
new.
sense.
Well, it's all
Yeah, make it make
intertwined,
sense.
and it's going to be because we are, well, one, creatures of habit. So again, networking and everything links us all together, whether we know it or
Mhm.
not. We are all tied to each other, and it's not
Right.
just Rex sisters. I'm talking when you go shopping, when you go to the doctors, places like that. We're all tied together somehow. Fate just has its moments.
Yeah. It's a little bit interesting. I'll tell you that. Very much so. I don't understand exactly what is going on right now with all of this. I don't know. What do you think, Crazy B?
I think it's screwed up, and we need to stop the system, start fresh, and put in, close up all the loopholes.
That works
And
for me.
that's my thoughts, but good luck getting everyone else to agree.
There you go. All right, ma'am. Up next, we have the BBC one.
If it'll load.
Okay. So, UK scientists right now are developing an Ebola vaccine. Now, get this, people, that could be ready for trials in months. Months.
Oh,
You're fine. scientists at Oxford University, and we apologize that we have to read so much. There's just not a lot of, there's things that are coming out right now today. There's not a lot in the way of videos that are saying everything that we found from over the weekend. So you'll see some news things today and perhaps some tomorrow. But scientists at Oxford University are developing a new vaccine that could be ready for clinical trials within 2 or 3 months to help tackle the Ebola emergency. The outbreak centered on the DRC, as we said. Now, they said 750. This was 4 days ago. We just saw that our CDC said that there was 950 and there was more deaths. This is a rare species that has no proven vaccine, and it kills around a third of those that are infected. There's no guarantee the vaccine will prove effective, and will take animal research and trials on people to know if it will be. But scientists saying that they are working urgently in case the outbreak spirals and their experimental vaccine is needed. The risk from the current Ebola outbreak has now been upgraded from high to very high in the DRC by the World Health Organization. In the wider region, the risk is also now considered to be high, but it remains low internationally, it added. This comes after the WHO declared a public health emergency of international concern on Sunday when it stressed that the outbreak was not a pandemic.
Funny how they keep saying that word.
Another separate experimental vaccine is also in development, but it is expected to take 6 to 9 months for any dose of that to be ready for testing. And then here's a map, and I think this is a good map that shows you where the outbreak is and how the spread is starting to go out. And look at how it's in these little areas of Embo and Kampala, how far away they are from the capital and some of these other areas. So you can see where it's in the DRC, and that's the Congo, and in Uganda, and it's working its way down into Rwanda as well.
Mm-hmm. Not going to be pretty.
No, ma'am, it isn't. You want to scroll up?
Sorry, my hand is acting up again.
Okay. The vaccine being developed by UK scientists. Now, get this. This is disturbing to me. They're using the same technology the team developed during the COVID pandemic. And what do we know about that vaccine, people?
What we're not
We won't
supposed to
talk
say.
about it. Yeah, we won't talk about it because we'll get in trouble. And again, I would like to stress while we're at this point to YouTube and anybody else listening that this is for educational purposes only, based on the information that we are presenting from legit sources. We are not making this stuff up. And our commentary has to do with personal knowledge that both Crazy Bee and I have. It's a highly adjustable technology known as CHAdOx1 that can be quickly tweaked so that it works against different infections. During the pandemic, it was loaded with genetic code from the COVID virus. This time, it is being prepared with the genetic code from the species of Ebola. It uses a common cold virus that normally infects chimpanzees but has been genetically engineered. Again, I repeat, genetically engineered to make it safe for people. Researchers use this modified cold virus to carry and deliver important genetic material about the Ebola viruses to cells, instructing them to recognize and fight off the actual disease. The vaccine does not cause an infection or Ebola symptoms, but trains the immune system to give protection. They also have listed here a guide if you want to go through that. We've already been through all that information.
Yeah, it looks like everything we were just talking about. But this time
Yes,
they added
ma'am.
some pictures.
Right.
Oh, that's it.
Okay. The WHO said earlier this week there was no animal data yet to support the effectiveness of this particular vaccine. It is possible that doses of that could be available for clinical trial in 2 to 3 months, but there is a lot of uncertainty, a spokesman added, saying it would depend on animal trials as to whether it would be considered a promising candidate research vaccine. The BBC understands that animal testing is now underway in Oxford. The Serum Institute of India is lined up to mass produce the Ebola vaccine once Oxford can supply medical grade material. Professor Lamb, the Calv-Eva head of vaccine, okay, I
Should I
got
move
it.
it down?
Yeah. Once we get starting material to them, they can go fast and they can go big. The WHO says the vaccine could be available, we already read that, in 2 to 3 months. Speed is a priority. Who
Oh,
cares
yeah.
if it works? Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? Let me smack myself. People are worried about this outbreak now. That's contrary to what we're going to hear. Generally, you prepare for the worst case scenario. Hopefully, contact tracing and quarantine is all that's needed, but we can't take our foot off the gas. Rare virus species behind the latest Ebola outbreak. Again, that will show you how they traced the different cases. In 18 to 20, there was close to 3,500 deaths. In 2014 to 16, in West Africa, there was over 28,000 cases. It was first detected in 1976, and it spun off, I guess, from the Sudan virus.
I'm so sorry. My throat.
Are you okay?
It's just congestion.
Okay, I'm worried about you.
I know.
This current Ebola outbreak is challenging because it's caused by a rare species. We went through all of that. Crazy B, if you want to scroll up low, I'll read what's important. Okay, so they're going to use a technique called ring vaccine, where only the people most likely to get infected are immunized, including the close contacts of cases of Ebola, as well as the healthcare workers who are treating the sick patients who can become infected. They've worked on the team that's creating this had already been working on similar vaccines for the Sudan species of Ebola virus and the Marburg virus.
Okay. So
Okay.
Oxford's trying to help.
Right.
But I
Now,
guarantee, like they said, they've been working on it for years.
right.
So it's just going to magically
And
work this time?
right. It concerns me, again, as I said, we'll just leave it at that, as just think of what's going on with COVID. Like all of a sudden now this is going to be rushed too.
I don't like rushed science. Rushed science is dangerous. Rushed medicine can be deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Scares the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next up we have
Video.
we have a video. Cool. All right, go ahead.
A Red Cross volunteer is the latest victim of the Ebola virus in Central Africa, with the chances of the national outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo now rated as very high. Scientists are scrambling to develop a vaccine, with a team in Britain confident they'll have one within months.
The epicentre of the Ebola outbreak looks like this. Armed guards in riot gear oversee burials. Protocol during an infectious diseases outbreak as families of the deceased struggle with the loss of life. Tonight, the race for a vaccine is on. Scientists at Oxford University leading the charge.
What we are doing is using the same technology that we used for the COVID vaccine.
Unlike COVID, the global pandemic risk is low, but cases are climbing. In Congo, there's 750 suspected infections and 177 deaths.
Didn't the other site just say there was 600?
Mm-hmm.
So nobody's actually got an accurate number.
That's correct.
Okay.
And you know what else is interesting, and we'll get into some other things a little bit later, but the fact that they have to use shovels to dig the graves is
Mm-hmm.
beyond belief. That they don't even have heavy equipment to bury somebody.
Well, they're not. Well, this is a small village. They're not going to have money to afford a bulldozer or a digger, but they can't bring in that kind of equipment because it's really hard to disinfect it to get it back out. So shovels are the easiest thing, and you can just burn them. So there is a little bit of logic to it.
I don't know about that, but I'll take your word on it. A village can't even have a little dirt digger.
Half these villages don't even have cars or electricity. They still hunt their animals. They still hunt animals every day to get food.
I know, and we'll be talking about all that.
Yeah, they make my small town look like a massive city. So yeah.
Yeah, they'd be in shock, right?
Yeah, and that's again, like I said, I met a guy who had been a police officer, and their weapon of choice was still a spear. So
oh, God.
He was from Zimbabwe, and he used.
There you go.
And the lion was harassing the town, so they took a spear to it and said no more.
Mm-hmm.
It happens.
Right.
Oh yeah. So, all right. Let me hit play.
The World Health Organization updating its risk level from high to very high.
We have seen a progressive increase in the number of the suspected cases.
This rare strain of Ebola killing 1 in 3 infected with the virus. Work out of the UK could save lives, and scientists here believe a vaccine could be ready for clinical trials within 3 months. Developing a vaccine usually takes between 5 to 10 years.
We don't have that luxury here, so we're going.
What do you mean you don't have that luxury? You've had 20 years, 30 years already to find something to work against all these strains. What do you...
Yes.
Oh my God. The urgency they throw on things to panic people. Yes, Ebola bad, but don't rush the science. People will get hurt. Mm-hmm. It's the one thing I still hold against Trump. Operation Warp Speed was not smart.
As quickly and as safely as we can.
In London, Isabel Mullen, 7 News.
Yeah, I have issues with the vaccine stuff, and it takes a decade to create a vaccine. Yeah, if you can find a working one. So why haven't you been you mean to tell me that all these trials over the last 50 years you don't know yet? And again, vaccines have been around for a very long time. This just
and the problem is they know that they have this outbreak every year.
Mm-hmm.
Every year.
Yep. Sometimes twice a year.
Mm-hmm.
And still, they haven't figured out even how to treat it easily. They just have the treat the symptom stuff. Okay, fine. Mm-hmm. You got how many millions of dollars have we, in billions over the years, have we dumped into research?
Yep. We have that coming up, Crazy Bee.
Oh, okay.
We got it coming up.
I swear it gets on my nerves.
I know. It's going to get on your nerves when you see it all. Next up is the X post with the ABC News. Okay.
All right, let me unmute. Oh, How did the volume end up down? Wait, is that all the way up? No, it isn't.
Now, everybody look, before you start, Crazy Bee, look at what the title says. 10 countries are now at risk of the Ebola outbreak. How did that happen?
People leaving
Just
didn't know they were sick or were asymptomatic. And
Yes, ma'am.
oh yeah, like every other virus spreads. Just
Yes,
saying.
ma'am. I know.
Here we go.
Ebola outbreak in Africa. The number of reported cases now above 900 in the Congo. Health officials
Oh, now
face
we're up to
several
900. It was 6, 7, 9, all in. They change it every couple days. Oh my!
There'll be more on the reason why that is.
Like, do they not all have the same information?
I have no clue.
Okay.
challenges trying to contain this rare strain of the virus. ABC's Lama Hassan has the latest.
Tonight, it is a race against time to try to stop the deadly Ebola virus from spreading. The outbreak in Central Africa rising rapidly. The Democratic Republic of Congo now has more than 900 reported cases, according to local authorities, and 10 countries also considered at high risk for an outbreak. Health officials sounding the alarm.
It will be a big mistake to underestimate, especially with this strain.
In the middle of those 10 countries, the Democratic Republic of Congo, where there are more than 115 deaths reported to be Ebola-related. In the Congo city of Bunia, where the outbreak originated, health officials say there are several challenges slowing down efforts of trying to contain this rare strain of Ebola. People traveling from region to region, and also the ongoing violence.
The security in part of Ituri remains really fragile, and this is because of the presence of armed groups and
So their civil war is inhibiting the people from getting proper medical care. Isn't that so much easier to say?
Mm-hmm.
The armed groups are kind of just not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they're at war with each other. There's an ongoing war. It's been ongoing for decades. It's interfering with how we can treat people.
Correct.
Why do they got to sugarcoat this and drag it out? Like, even in my fog-riddled brain right now, their nonsense is just insane.
intercommunal tensions.
Ebola is a virus that can cause a person to bleed to death, and this strain has no vaccine or specific treatment. Health officials in the DRC have banned gatherings of more than 50 people. But in Bunia, locals attending Sunday Mass like Ronald Safari says he and other churchgoers are taking precautions.
Nous savons que cette maladie existe.
Just because this disease exists, he says, doesn't mean they can close a church. And as the U.S. inches closer to the start of the FIFA World Cup, multiple countries now with travel restrictions in place, including the United States. The U.S. saying U.S. citizens who have been to the DRC, Uganda or South Sudan must now head to airports in Virginia and Atlanta for health screenings. A third airport in Houston added to that list on Tuesday. Foreign visitors and U.S. green card holders who have traveled through or coming from those areas in the last 21 days have been blocked from entering the country. And tonight, an update on one of the American missionaries evacuated from the Congo. Dr. Peter LaRochelle saying that the challenges are overwhelming, but that he has remained free of infection so far. Lindsay, U.S. officials say they are aggressively trying to contain the largest Ebola outbreak in 10 years and stop it from coming into America. A disaster-resistant response team is now on the ground in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda. Lindsay?
Lama, thank you.
Wow.
One question I have is, so this is why it's important, and maybe we should have let off with this after I look at it again.
Mm-hmm.
But what's concerning is they don't say how many people were in the DRC or surrounding area. They said that they have to go to one of these 3 facilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the question remains is, are they on airplanes with other passengers?
I mean,
Or is this a medical flight?
I don't think it would be a medical flight. I think it's that they're trying to come back in and now we got to screen them, even if they're not showing symptoms.
Right. And what is it? It takes 45 days for symptoms to
I
show up.
know.
So what are they doing? Are they sitting next to you or 2 rows down, and are they required to wear a mask? Are they in the back of the plane? And then everything got to be
I
disinfected from there? Like, what's
don't
going
know.
on?
I don't know.
Neither do I.
They're
Questions,
supposed to
questions.
disinfect the plane after every visit, like after every where everyone
Mhm.
gets off the plane. They're supposed to
Right.
go through and clean it from one end to the other. But again, people miss things. No one's perfect.
Correct. All right. What you got for us next?
Another video.
Okay.
And a rare strain of Ebola with no vaccine is spreading in eastern Congo. And the World Health Organization has now raised its risk level for the country to very high. The Bundibugyo virus can spread undetected for weeks. And experts say a vaccine could be months away. Excuse me. Scripps News international correspondent Chris Ochamringa is live for us in Kinshasa with the very latest. Good morning, Chris. What's the latest from there?
Well, Holly, the authorities in the Democratic Republic of Congo have intensified efforts to stop the spread of this Ebola outbreak. We're told there are almost 900 suspected cases that have been reported in that region, in Ituri province. And the governor of that area has ordered a ban on large gatherings. We're told not more than 50 people can gather at any place in that area. They've suspended the local football league and also suspended flights. They believe that that will help curb the spread of the disease because a number of cases have already been reported in neighboring Uganda. And the World Health Organization and the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention have sent emergency teams to help the local officials over there to try and end this outbreak. Because just last week, we were told that hospitals over there were
Crazy B,
overwhelmed
stop
by the
one
number of
second.
patients.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what we're looking at in this picture.
Oh, they're disinfecting the vehicles and stuff.
Yeah, I know. Is that what they are all on the left-hand side?
Oh, no, those are porches. Those are porches to homes. They're disinfecting porches.
So I want people to take a look at that and see how these people are living compared to the way that you're living right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just mind-boggling. It truly is.
As part of why our people have it so easy to the point that they're bored and can protest retarded things.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We have it too easy. Oh, hey, Vanilla. Yeah, Ebola
Hey,
again.
Vanilla. You need to go start at the beginning to find out why. This is going to be affecting the United States.
Yeah, they're trying to force us into lockdowns again.
Mm-hmm. But these, it's just mind-boggling to me. I mean, we know this in the back of our heads that people don't live the way that we live, and this is just crazy that's their porch.
Bunch of houses, it looks like, lined up. They're form of an apartment, and yeah, 2x4s and stuff are plain wood. It's better than huts and on the ground.
Yes, ma'am.
So.
Looks like there's some animals underneath, dogs or cats or.
Yeah, and it looks like there might be some garbage stuff that they were picking up along the way. Uh-oh. Oh, okay.
Okay.
You went techno for a second, so.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right.
Them had to turn back patients with symptoms of Ebola because they didn't have any beds. So the World Health Organization has sent tons of medical supplies to that area to help with the response efforts. And there was also a very high-level meeting that was held in the Ugandan capital, Kampala. The Africa Centers for Disease Control Managing Director, Dr. Jean Kaseya, was there, and he was talking about an urgent need for a coordinated response to end this outbreak before it spreads to other African countries. Here's what he had to say.
This outbreak is not a DRC issue, it's a regional issue. As we made it clear, those who believe that it's a DRC issue, they will be surprised as it was the case during COVID. We need to take it as a regional, even a continental issue, and to deal with that.
Yeah, you had it. So he's saying that there are 10 countries neighboring the DRC that are at high risk of getting these infections. And so he's urged them to prepare and that they should come up with a coordinated effort to mobilize resources and help the countries that do not have very strong healthcare systems. And so that is the direction that they're taking. He also appealed for $314 million towards this response effort. A number of agencies like the United Nations have already contributed about $60 million. The World Health Organization, Africa CDC, the United States, UK, and other donors have all pledged to commit a number of millions of dollars to help the DRC stop this outbreak from spreading across the region. But there's a lot of concern because it's happening in a conflict area. There are rebels in that area. One of the epicenters is a mining town rich in gold, and there's a rebel group there that has been attacking people. And so the United Nations peacekeeping mission, which has been in the DRC for more than 2 decades, has committed to help the government, the army here,
Oh yeah,
to
because they
help the
couldn't.
healthcare
Hold on,
workers.
Crazy B. Again, just like you said regarding the healthcare, the scientists creating the vaccine. Okay, these peacekeepers have been there for 20 years. Okay, and now all of a sudden they're going to commit to, having peace in the region. What have you been doing for the last 20 years?
Peace in that region, dude, seriously, they've been fighting all the way back since the 60s. Especially in the Congo because it's got the diamond mines.
Right.
So diamonds are big there. Tons of slaves digging for diamonds, processing them, getting them sent out, and anyone who disobeys is instantly on the spot eliminated. Then you got your different country or faction warlords trying to take over the diamond mines. It's like the cartels over in Mexico. And the
yes, ma'am.
The what's it called in Asia? The gang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of their name.
Yeah, I know it. It's on the tip of my tongue, but because my brain. But like I said, even in my foggy brain state, I can see through their BS. Easy.
Right.
And that's so scary. That it's
and they say. And how did they come up all of a sudden so quickly? We need $314 million. And they've already gotten 60? Like, where's the money going? For what? For who?
Mm-hmm.
What did we purchase with that money?
Permission from the warlords to put up a hospital there, but your money is not actually going to go very far. Because a good chunk of it's going to the dude with the big guns who says yes or no. And if he says no and you still go, guess what happens next?
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
It's a version of the cartels, but they aren't big enough like what we got going on in Mexico. That's scary because it is spilling over into other countries. This is pretty much just the Congo fighting the Congo over the diamond mines. And yeah, people suffer because of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh, Vanilla, mad huts don't come cheap. Mud huts don't come cheap. Yep.
Uh-huh. Okay, what do we got next?
This is only halfway done.
And Chris, what about the people getting word to people that this is happening? I would understand that communication is probably very difficult in a lot of these areas in the region that it's in. Are they going door to door? How is it being received by people learning this information?
Yeah, so ideally, these people are supposed to carry out this information campaign by going door to door. using media like radios, which are very popular over there. Not many people have TVs. And they're using as well local celebrities, influential people in society to help spread the word around. And it's reaching some people, especially in the towns. The city of Bunia, which has quite a large population. The challenge is in the remote areas like Rampara and Mungwalu, which are the areas that have had very many cases of Ebola. Many people over there do not believe Ebola exists. They believe that this disease was caused by witchcraft, and they have been a bit hostile to some of the healthcare workers who are going there to tell them what they need to do to avoid contracting this disease.
We're going to go ahead to a place that hasn't really seen the outside world. They stick to their little corner of the globe, and we're going to tell them, that's not going to fly. They don't comprehend what a virus is. And that's like he said, it's to those tribes, it's witchcraft.
It's witchcraft. Yeah.
And some of the people are lucky they don't get killed for going there and attempting to try to save people. And how do you save people who don't comprehend what a virus is?
Right, and who don't want to be saved because they don't believe you're there to help.
And again, I'm not trying to make it sound like they're not intelligent people, but again, we're talking like...
They're living it, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's like they're living 3 or 4 centuries behind us.
Yes.
It's not their fault. So...
But well, we'll get into that when we talk about the money and all of that. And kind of try to figure out why this has occurred.
Yep.
It's again, take a look at, take a look at the buildings behind them. Take a look at, is that a dirt road or dirt?
Yeah, that's that's not even there's no paved roads. It's just built on land like the Old West used to be.
Yes.
Thrown together with what supplies they can find, and they make it work.
Yes, ma'am. Right.
Only 3.
Yeah.
Vanilla being silly over there. Yeah, it's sad. It really is.
Right.
And the thing is these people want to do better, but their country and their leaders, the people running the show, are holding them back.
Right.
So the government says that they will continue spreading the word around, informing people about the dangers of this outbreak, how they should protect themselves from getting infected so that they stop this disease from spreading further. Holly?
And Chris, one more question before I let you go. I know that the DRC, I mean, it's been, you said the other day, more than 50 years since they qualified for the World Cup. And I know it was a very exciting time there for everybody. But now that there are travel restrictions, what's happening there? Will they be able to make it to the U.S. and Mexico and where the games are being held?
So for the national team, which is known as the Leopards, fortunately for many Congolese people, the team will make it for the World Cup in Houston, Texas. They were supposed to come to Kinshasa to play a friendly match just a day after the United States imposed travel restrictions on anyone who has been to the DRC, South Sudan, and Uganda, which are high-risk countries because of the Ebola outbreak. So the government decided to stop stop their team from coming in to play because they would be barred from entering the United States. But for the fans, there are thousands of fans, we're told, who are planning to go and cheer their team. They might not be allowed to go in. Some are still working with the government to try and get permission from the United States. If they can test them and find that they do not have the virus, then they should be allowed. But the United States has its own rules, so that is something that they have, that they will determine. And people here are really waiting to see whether the fans will be allowed to go and cheer their team. Ollie?
All right, Chris Ochungringa in Kinshasa for us. Thank you.
She really butchered his last name.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. At that point, it's like, thank you. first name and go from there.
Right.
Oh,
Thank you, Chris.
yeah, that's a lot easier, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. All right. What you got?
We
I'm
got
on my live.
this one.
I got them. I gotta go. Bye.
So,
Sorry about that.
oh no, it's okay.
Okay, what do we got up next?
The residents who are upset about the bodies being burned and they can't get to the burials and stuff. And again, in their culture, mourning is a whole different process than what we do here in America and even in
Correct.
Europe. There is a whole thing to it. And
Right.
think like the funerals that you would see down in like New Orleans.
Correct. Absolutely correct. And we talked about this last week, so we're just going to skim through this particular article.
Mm-hmm.
As we know, people set fire to an Ebola treatment center in a town at the heart of the outbreak in eastern Congo on Thursday after being stopped from retrieving the body of a local man. A witness and a senior police officer said, as fear and anger grow over the health crisis that doctors are struggling to contain.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, scroll down. Sorry.
Yeah. We'll go to the bodies of those who die from Ebola can be highly contagious and lead to further spread when people prepare bodies for burial and gather for funerals. The dangerous work of burying suspected victims is being managed whenever possible by authorities, which can be met by protests from victims' family and friends. The center in Arwampera was burned by local youths who became angry while trying to retrieve the body of a friend who had apparently died of Ebola. The police intervened to calm down the situation, but unfortunately were unsuccessful. The young people ended up setting fire to the center. That's the situation. An AP journalist saw people break into the center and set fire to objects inside and also to what appeared to be a body of at least one suspected Ebola victim that was being stored there. Aid workers fled the treatment center in vehicles. They wanted to take the body, obviously. Okay, Crazy B. Go ahead, Don. Okay. The outbreak is bigger than official figures show, the World Health Organization says. And again, they listed 160 suspected deaths, 671 cases in Congo's 2 provinces. WHO said the outbreak is almost certainly much larger and has also expressed concern over the speed. Go ahead, scroll down, Crazy B. And armed conflict in the region further complicates efforts to handle the crisis. Health workers and aid groups have said that they are in dire need of supplies and staff to respond. The priority is now to act quickly and work closely with communities as the coming days are critical. It spread to a new province on Thursday. The M23 rebel group that controls parts of eastern Congo reported that a person had died of the disease. It was the confirmed case in South Kivu province, and another case was reported there later in the day. The virus spread undetected for weeks following the first known case, get this, in late April. Police, and I've reports saying that it happened in March, so that it was there in March and April, and that nothing was done about it.
Yep.
The scale of the outbreak so far suggests it started probably, and there it is, a couple of months ago. So, and this is why this is important. The outbreak has had international repercussions. India and the African Union said Thursday that the Indian-Africa Forum Summit was canceled. The Congo soccer team had to cancel, and then the U.S., as we said earlier, placed restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have to be quarantined for 21 days.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Okay. What do we got up next?
It's insane what's going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Hit
And
play.
I believe you can hit play. Yes, ma'am.
The World Health Organization is saying that the risk assessment is
It
being
is
revised.
so quiet.
It is now very high for the
Yes, it
Democratic
is.
Republic of Congo, high at the regional level, but low at the global level, which will be welcome news for people in the rest of the world wondering if they're likely to get Ebola on their doorstep. But it is concerning news for anybody in the DRC and anybody here in the region. That is why you see Rwanda now banning any travelers who have been in the DRC over the last 30 days. Yesterday, Uganda banned all public transport between them and their neighbor, the Democratic Republic of Congo. And a short while ago, authorities in Ituri, that's the northeast DRC where this epicenter is, have banned most public gatherings, reducing it to a maximum of 50 people, banning wakes, saying all funerals must be carried out within strict protocols. Part of that is because Ebola often spreads at funerals. In some parts of the country, people believe the final farewell is by touching the corpse of somebody who's departed. The World Health Organization saying this is problematic. They believe it's been spreading for a couple of months. And even though 177 suspected deaths and hundreds of suspected cases, the only confirmed cases are 82, according to the World Health Organization. Part of the reason for that is that the slow.
Now it's only confirmed 82.
The right testing
right.
to the people
Right.
in this remote part of the country. So that's kind of been a lagging indicator. But the signs, based on where they've seen confirmed or suspected cases, leads them to believe this is a much bigger problem. That is why the World Health Organization has released more than nearly $4 million. The UN Relief Chief adding,
and the U.S. then tripled that.
Cope with this and bring it under control.
Mm-hmm.
All new.
Yeah.
All right.
What's next?
You should have the CBC News one. From the DRC, suspending large gatherings.
Oh, this one. Okay, yep.
Yep.
Just making sure we're still on track and I got it right.
Authorities in the Democratic Republic of the Congo have banned large gatherings in an effort to curb the spread of the Ebola virus. The World Health Organization says the outbreak now poses a, quote, very high risk for the whole country. That's up from the previous assessment of high. But the risk of the disease spreading globally does remain low. Let's go now to Chris Ochamringa. He's in Kinshasa for more on this. So, Chris, what's the latest on the situation on the ground?
Well, the number of cases of the Ebola disease have continued increasing in the northeast of the Democratic Republic of Congo, according to the latest figures from the government and the World Health Organization. There are about 750 suspected cases and 177 deaths. And these experts are saying that these figures are likely to be less than the actual scale of the problem, because when this outbreak started being reported in Ituri province about late last month, there were many cases that went undetected because authorities in the DRC didn't have the right equipment to test for this particular strain that is circulating there. And that has created a lot of fear. There's also another issue about some of the community members who don't believe that Ebola exists. They think that this is just a fake disease that the health workers are announcing so that they can get money and, take over their land. Some people are even saying that. So they have been taking their sick to traditional healers instead of the healthcare workers. And that has really hindered the efforts of the healthcare workers to try and stop the disease from spreading further. We've also heard about 3 new cases reported in neighboring Uganda. And Uganda has suspended all flights and public transport from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And that's likely to really disrupt the livelihoods of the people from the 2 countries.
Chris, let's talk a bit about how one treats those who have been infected, because there is no vaccine for this particular strain of the virus. So what's being done to aid in terms of the people who are affected?
That's right. This virus that's spreading over there is known as Bundibujo. It was discovered in 2007 in neighboring Uganda, and you're right.
Wait, they said this is a new rare strain, but since 2007, they've probably been working on it.
Or not working on it.
Or weaponizing it. There's options, but it gets under my skin that they're making it sound like this is brand new. No, it's a strain that's
Right.
happened before. It's just been almost 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, just they did it with the Hantavirus. Oh my God, new virus. Not really. COVID. Oh my
And they
God,
did it
it's
with
new.
COVID.
Not
Right.
really. It goes the COVID.
Flu.
We had a COVID outbreak back in 2005. Nobody freaked out then. It's like these aren't
And what the,
new.
right.
So
And we talked about how they use the flu, right? It's going to be the worst ever. And then
every
COVID
year.
comes along and you don't hear jack shit about the flu, right?
Yeah.
Not a peep.
Well,
Nobody I knew got the flu. Everybody, it was COVID, COVID, COVID.
mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, the flu virus does mutate. It's been mutating since 1918. It's been trying to become less and less deadly. Yes, there are lots of people who die from the flu every year. But it's still becoming less and less deadly than it used to be. I barely get flu symptoms anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I might get some nausea and a headache, body aches, a bit of a sore throat, and within 3 days I'm fine.
Right.
So it's becoming less and less deadly, yet every year, oh my God, you need a flu shot. Pneumonia is more dangerous to the average person than the flu.
Right.
I mean, look at what happened to the driver, Kyle Busch from NASCAR. It was pneumonia that took him.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what happened to me in 23.
Yeah.
I had no clue that I had pneumonia in both lungs.
I had pneumonia back in the 90s and it landed me in the hospital for a month.
Yeah.
I didn't get comatose, but yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. And again, I want to repeat for the audience and for YouTube, we are presenting information that is for educational purposes only, based on current information that is available from legit sources.
And our personal experience.
Thank you. Yes. Crazy B in the medical field, me in working in medical manufacturing, as well as for nursing organizations and being a patient. So.
Yep, I've been a lifelong patient myself for respiratory problems. That's why.
And go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, that's why I told people, yes, COVID is real. It's not a fake illness. It's not a fake one. I caught COVID. It felt like there was an elephant on my chest. I could not breathe. But decades of respiratory therapy exercises to help get the breathing working right is probably the only reason I wasn't hospitalized.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Not many people go through respiratory thrapy like that.
Right.
So they don't know to take the deep breaths like that. So I put out a quick little TikTok video back when that happened. And I started, giving people instructions on how to do the respiratory exercises to help keep the virus from settling deeper in the lungs, leading to more complications.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that pneumonia for me took out part of my lower right lobe. So I don't have that breath that's available. I do want to make a comment to Vanilla that says, I don't know, burning the bodies is horrifying. And probably in that respect, it's gory, but that's what we do when we cremate people. They just go into a furnace. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing here. I would hope they're not putting the bodies on a POW and just lighting them up. But
very few cultures actually accept cremation as any kind of acceptable way. I mean, like in China, if you're not buried with all your organs, you might have a really bad afterlife if you get to go there at all.
Correct.
And yeah, I know it's probably horrifying for the people too, who aren't used to that option. They're used to just burying people.
Mm-hmm. And we really didn't talk about it. I mean, it showed it here again where they burned that facility. And this is why I have an issue with Do we have enough here in the United States should something happen? And what I think for me, after we've reviewed all of this, and Crazy Bee jump in, is that, as you mentioned earlier, we are soft, right? We're not living the struggle of day to day that these people are. I mean, look at where he's at. He's in their cities, and this is their
rural.
Beverly Hills, or this to us would be in the inner city.
This
in
is their version
areas.
of New York.
Correct. That's absolutely correct. And I'm trying to make a correlation between what if this came to the United States, and would we see things that they're happening to them? Would we see that happening in the United States? Would we see the violence? Would we see, in probably some areas we would, right? We would see some violence.
Inner city where the territories are like not safe,
Right.
you're going to see violence. But small town like where I'm at, not really. We'll band together and help each other out.
Right. I don't know if they would attack any type of center or do anything to a place like they have here, but could things get out of control in the United States is my question. If a disease like this hit and we started to see, because remember, it's taking out a third of the people that it affects. It spreads quickly. You don't know that you have it. It could take 45 days to show signs. And in the meantime, you've come in contact with how many people?
And yes.
Do we ever see a future? I mean, because we are pretty lucky in what we have. Could things get out of control here?
Oh, I'm sure it could in certain regions. But you're not going to see it out in the rural areas. That's going to be in the cities is where it's going to start. And then the city people, once they're done going there, they're going to start looking for the country folk. And that's when the fights are going to pretty much come to an end pretty quickly.
Right.
I mean, there's been enough dystopian shows and games and stuff pertaining to this. And yeah, the smaller communities will have the strongest chance of surviving all of it unscathed because they band together and take care of each other. So I think he was done. Oh no, this is still pretty early. This is a 9-minute video.
Right.
All right. You want me to hit play?
Yes, please.
No vaccine currently. There are experts who are evaluating a number of vaccines to find whether they can be used to deal with this outbreak. And we've also heard about some scientists in the UK who are developing a vaccine that could be out for clinical trials in the next 2 or 3 months. So what's happening at the moment is that the DRC government and the international partners are carrying out infection prevention control measures. They are getting people, testing people, isolating them, and giving them some medication that has proved effective in dealing with the symptoms of Ebola: headache, fever, muscle pain. And they say that the key...
Another one. Just like Hantavirus, just like the flu, just like COVID. All kinds of problems with like the typical viral fever, aches, nausea, and then you can't breathe. Or in this case, you start bleeding out of every orifice. I mean, yeah.
The key thing is for these patients to receive treatment early. So if they wait and it gets to an advanced stage, chances of them surviving are very slim. So that's what's happening right now, and they're saying that they're stepping up the surveillance. They've also got a lot of support from international partners. The UN has offered $60 million US, and a number of other partners like the US, UK have all committed to support the DRC government to stop this disease from spreading further.
Chris Ochamringa reporting from Kinshasa. Thank you, Chris. Let's take a closer look at the situation on the ground. And for that, we have reached Bronwyn Nickel. She's the Senior Officer for Public Health and Emergencies for the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. And today we're reaching her in Kinshasa, the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Bronwyn, thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you for having me.
Bronwyn, I imagine this is an incredibly busy and stressful time for you and the team. Talk to me about what you all are doing and what the priorities are for the Red Cross and Red Crescent on the ground.
IFRC has launched a regional emergency appeal for this outbreak to support both DRC and the Uganda Red Cross, as well as some of the other surrounding countries to strengthen readiness at the moment. We're really focusing on grounding this in communities to strengthen community level response to this outbreak and to really increase levels around risk communication and community engagement, contact tracing, surveillance, as well as access to safe and dignified burials.
Let me ask you about the
Crazy
campaign
Bee,
on
can
the
you
ground
stop
and in the.
Yep, I'm paused.
Okay, I apologize. I failed to look up what the Red Crescent Society is.
It's
It
their
is an
version of
industry.
Red Cross. It's similar
Correct.
to our Red Cross.
Right. Now she represents both, but the Red Crescent Society is the equivalent, as you said, of the Red Cross in many Islamic and Middle Eastern nations.
Yes.
It's a vital component of the International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement, providing disaster relief, medical aid, emergency services without discrimination. It has 16 million volunteer members around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm going to say one thing. And the reason there are two separate ones is because of the religious beliefs. How you approach this, you can't, like what they said, some of these people are seeing this as witchcraft because of their religious background. You got to know how to communicate with people and still respect their beliefs. So,
correct.
That's why we
And
see
Crazy
it.
Bee, yeah, I'm actually going to send you the Wikipedia on the International Red Cross.
I'll drop it in the show notes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Communities. I'm reading that your teams are going door to door in some of the worst affected areas. Talk to me about the challenges of that kind of work.
I mean, the good news is these volunteers, this is their community. They're working, they're supporting their communities. This is where they're from. They were there before the outbreak. They'll be there after the outbreak. So they're already well known in the communities they're serving. However, there is still some mistrust and concern and fear around Ebola, as there is every time, with people really being worried about what this means for them, how this species of Ebola, so Bundibugyo virus, how this is different from Zaire Ebola, and why this changes the response a bit, because they are used to seeing a vaccine as part of response to Ebola, but that doesn't exist for Bundibugyo virus, and so it changes things a bit, and it makes people question the response and why it's different than usual.
Well, I'm glad you're mentioning this, Bronwyn, because as you're speaking, we're showing images of that hospital facility that was set on fire by some people where Ebola patients were being treated. And this links back to one person who died of Ebola. The family and loved ones wanted to take him out of there to bury him. But of course, Ebola is so easily transmittable. The medical facilitators did not want the body taken away. How do you manage that mistrust?
I mean, you just always have to remember where that fear comes from. Ebola is a scary thing. Imagine people showing up, someone you love dies, and people show up head to toe in full PPE and are changing the way you typically bury a body. Your cultural traditions, the way you deal with a funeral, all have to be shifted. So this is part of the process when we do safe and dignified burials, is to really have this conversation with families, with communities, with religious and traditional leaders about what this means.
That's what I was just explaining. They're trying to respect their culture while protecting them at the same time, and that is a really hard thing to balance.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, here's the issue I have with this.
Mm-hmm.
They just are okay. They're just not going in. They're just not walking in fresh off the street. She just admitted these are people that have been part of the community. We know that these outbreaks have occurred. We know that these, the Red Cross, the International Red Cross, the Red Crescent, the peacekeepers, all of these people have been on the ground for at least 2 decades, some of them, right? And perhaps even longer. And this is all brand new?
It's not brand new. And that's one thing that does drive me nuts. But it's like, again, this is not a new strain. And again, the tribes should be more used to this by now. At this point,
Right.
This is not the first time they've been hit. Some of them, others, it is new. But it still bugs me that the media is pulling on everybody's heartstrings because they're afraid no one will help if they don't make it into a panic situation.
Right.
That's what it is they're afraid they won't get funding if they don't make it sound as more serious. I mean, it is a serious thing, don't get me wrong, but they have to blow it out of proportion to get the funding, but then they're still dealing with the warlords in the way of them actually treating the people. So it's a no-win situation. It really is.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
What pieces of regular funerals can we incorporate into a safe and dignified burial to make sure that traditions and beliefs are still respected within the process, and making sure that families are able to watch or witness or participate in different manners depending on safety as well into the burial, so that they can see it is actually their family member that is being buried. It's not someone else. That is often a concern as well. People often, there's concern about where the body goes, making sure people are able to follow that process through the burial piece into when the body is put in the ground as well. And so it's a lot about community engagement, working with communities, making sure these pieces are well understood. And that's always a bit of an uphill battle.
Let me ask you about the fear of this spreading further, particularly after COVID-19. Right now we're dealing with Hantavirus. There's a lot of concern globally about spreads of communicable diseases. Now, I know most of the work is being done in Congo and Uganda, but there are reports indicating that perhaps Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan might have cases of infections. What are you hearing on that front?
I mean, hearing news of suspected cases or things being investigated in other countries, in a way, is also a piece of good news. It means that surveillance systems are working. People are picking up the signal of what a case definition is for Ebola, which at the beginning could be a lot of things. It's quite similar to malaria often as well. So it's good that systems are picking this up and that they are being investigated. That means, as a whole, system is doing what it should be doing. But we also need to remember not to panic too much. Closing a border doesn't change anything. People are still going to move across borders, whether a country is officially open or not. And also making sure to think of this with compassion as well. This changes everybody's lives, people that are living with this day to day. So making sure, yes, we want to talk about public health as a whole. Countries want to prioritize the public health of their citizens, but how can we do this in a compassionate way that still views everyone as a person?
How would you compare this current situation that you're dealing with the outbreaks we saw in 2014 and in 2018?
I mean, what we're seeing now is a bit different because it is the Bundibujo species, which we haven't seen in quite a while, and doesn't have any of the supportive elements. So in some ways, it is a bit reminiscent of what we saw in 2014 in West Africa, where it was in a new place for the first time. We didn't have vaccines at the beginning of that outbreak either. So we're coming back to how do we treat this disease? How do we respond to this disease when we don't have vaccines, when we don't have therapeutic treatments that we do have for Zaire, which we've become reliant on. So really this brings us back to surveillance, contact tracing, and making sure communities trust the response, and making sure we're able to do burial safely as well.
Bronwyn Nickel, thank you very much for your time.
Complicated, yes, but for 50-ish years we've been helping there. They should recognize this by now. At least most of the region.
Correct. And the other thing that I think would be a fascinating take is, I wonder if our little Director General of the WHO, if he had gotten his way to control the countries, exactly what would he do?
Oh yeah. Good luck locking down villages that are not even capable of connecting to the internet. Cell phones, telephones of any kind. Their communication comes from other people.
Right. What would he tell? What would he tell the United States, do you think?
Oh, pay more money.
There you go.
It's about the money for them.
Mm-hmm.
oh, we can only allocate 4 million, but the United States just allocated 13. As usual.
Right.
But again, I don't like seeing people die, but I also know it took how many years to get the vaccine for penicillin? It takes time. It's not simple. But, and again, they're working on it. That doesn't mean they found the one that works just right. And
Correct.
then they got to go and test it on animals, then test it on people, and then they can go ahead and put it to the public if it passes all those other steps. It is a lot.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
Next up, you had this one.
Okay, this is just, now this is why this is so important for us as a country to pay attention to what happens. And Trump was the one that initiated and told the CDC to put the order out regarding, as they said, the DRC qualified for the FIFA Cup in 2026 for the first time in 50 years. Okay? And they will possibly, it all depends. I forget the schedule, who's going where, what, when, and why, but Mexico, Canada, and the United States won the bid to host the FIFA Cup. Now, it's going to culminate in the United States. I doubt very much that the DRC is going to be elevated to, the number 1, 2, and 3 positions, but hey, you never know. They could be an underdog and win. But we will get into the team as well as the fans a little bit later on. And this might be the article, Crazy Bee, that I was, if you wouldn't mind scrolling down.
Oh, I was going to say, it starts June 11th. The U.S. got 11. Mexico got 3, and Canada got 2 games.
There you go.
And where am I supposed to go?
Here. I don't know. Just if you wouldn't mind going down a little bit. Down.
I'm just not sure how far to go.
Okay, stop. Okay, stop 1 second. I'm just perusing. Okay, keep going. We're singing Christmas songs again. Uh-oh. Keep going, keep it going. Maybe not. Keep going. It's going to culminate in New Jersey. And keep going. No, maybe not. Okay. I might be losing. I recall something. I'm not quite sure where it's at, but I'll find it later. All right, Crazy Bee. What do we got up next? Oh, it's 8:00 already. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let's see what. Yeah, let's see what's next real quick.
We have those 2 Grok conversations that are next.
Oh yeah, let's. Well, we have in response to the epidemic was the African update. Which, why don't we get into that tomorrow? We'll start there where the oranges.
Okay.
As in response. Okay. I know we both still don't feel good.
Yeah.
You want to end real quick with our end show piece?
Yep. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, nope. Why'd I do that? Okay, hold on. This is, I have to keep it muted because of the music. And I was not able to find the link to it again. I got it from Meme Droid, which is a pretty awesome website. So if you want to go find some awesome memes and cute videos, that's the place to go. So
what's it called again?
Meme Droid, MEMEDROID. I will learn to talk.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, but this is adorable.
Uh-oh. Hold up a second.
Alrighty.
I just got something. Breaking news. Hold on. Trump acts as Ebola panic springs into action. Hold on. Let me see how long. This is a 17-minute video. Hold on 1 second, Crazy Bee. We might. What the heck is going on? Panic spreads and the WHO can't answer this one thing. What the hell was this about now?
Is that one of those
Let me see the-
clickbait videos just to get people to click?
No. No, ma'am. It is the Next News Network.
Oh,
It just got thrown up.
if you want, we can grab it and use it tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Trump is prioritizing American safety. He's hardening airport protocols. Okay, we knew all that. Aid adjustments. Failed international. Just let me peruse this real quick. I just want to make sure that there's nothing. I don't. Okay. All right. We'll have this up for tomorrow. I really don't see anything too much in there. Basically, they're talking about the stuff that we've been doing.
Oh.
Yeah, he's repeating. I think he went out and saw what we did. He's got a couple oh yeah, he's talking about Tedros.
Yeah.
And the numbers are different from there. They have 101 cases. Oh my gosh.
Isn't it funny? We've just been talking about this.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Gotta love it.
All right, go ahead.
Let me hit play and get this adorable video in.
Okay, go ahead.
I wish I could play the audio, but this cat is just adorable. Look at all those puppies. And they're like, let's play with the kitty cat. And the kitty cat really just tolerates it and does a great job of not hurting them and letting them wrestle. And it's so adorable. Look at the one in the back getting its tail.
Yeah, look
at him. He's trying to drag it by the tail. And that cat is just letting it happen. She or he, I don't know, is doing a great job with those puppies. And God, that one won't go with his tail.
Yeah, right.
He's like, that tail is mine. It's like a dog with a bone, right?
Yeah, I mean, the cat. I wonder if the cat's like a foster cat. Like
a
foster mom or foster dad cat.
Or it's been around dogs enough that it's...
Right.
Yes.
And the puppies appear to be a little bit bigger, but initially I was like, do they think that's the mom and they're trying to nurse off the cat?
No, they just wanted to play.
Yeah. And the one that dragged the tail was just hysterical.
Yes, that little one just would not let go. It was like, nope, I want that tail.
Like a dog with a bone, huh?
Yep. It is some of the cutest things I have ever seen. I absolutely love videos like this. They're the ones that make me smile. And I found that a while ago. And I didn't really do anything more with it. Because, I dropped it on Discord and I sent it to the friends that I thought would find it cute.
Right.
And you suggested we use it here, so that's how we got it.
Yes, I think it's adorable. We're trying to, lighten things up after a heavy day. And again, the concern is with the way things have gone, do we believe that this can be prevented from entering the United States and becoming something? I have my doubts, people.
I'm going to be honest. There's a high probability there will be at least 1 or 2 cases because of the traffic and stuff that has come through. But I don't think it's going to be widespread. I think they're going to be able to catch it pretty fast.
I hope you're right.
But again, we have all these people traveling from America to whatever country with boatloads of cash in their suitcases. And they're bound to bring something back and not realize it. And again, this has been rampant for months. For months, people have been coming in and out of the U.S. unaware or asymptomatic. Who knows? Like sheer luck that we haven't had an outbreak already. I mean, they're saying back in March.
Yes, ma'am. And so who knows?
Yep.
But we will pick up tomorrow where we left off, and we thank you again for joining Rex Sisters. Please don't forget to like, follow, subscribe comment, set your notifications, and most importantly, please share the video. We have the Discord link has been dropped into the chat, and feel free to give us a follow. We thank you for, again, everything. And with that, I need to get my budding gear here. So everybody have a good evening.
I'm going to tell y'all to stay safe, stay sane, stay sober, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Good night.
Good night.